so much for joining us. My name is Sarah DeVore, and I am a color ambassador for Z1 Concept North America. I'm coming to you from Illinois today. We're just going to be here to talk about blending men's gray hair color using our new 9-minute color. With me, we have Frank, our lovely model. Thank you so much, Frank, for being here with us today. And behind the camera, you have fellow educator Andrea Helfrich. She'll be here to kind of field all of your questions, send them to me so we can get them answered. Feel free throughout the entire live to go ahead and ask those questions. Give us a heart if there's something you're liking or if there is something about the product you're enjoying. So before we get started with our lovely model, I would like to talk about what is 9-minute color. If you are new to our brand, you maybe haven't heard of this new color line that we have. If you're familiar with our brand, you may already know some of the great benefits that we have to offer. It is the first permanent hair color on the market that processes in only 9 minutes. This is really ideal for blending men's gray, obviously, your root retouches. It's going to give you maximum gray coverage in wonderful shine. It comes in 36 mixable shades. We have a really nice swatch book here that's going to show them all to you, but you also get this, I like to call it like a cheat sheet. So this is a bunch of formulas for how you can mix the 36 mixable shades to give you additional shades. On the color book, you'll see that there are purple and pink dots next to some of the swatches. This is because 9-minute color has a wonderful synergy with our other color lines. So the ones that have the pink dots, these are going to match up perfectly with your smoothies. And the purple dots are going to be the ones that match up perfectly with your creative permanent color. These tools, I think, are wonderful behind the chair just to kind of help you in transitioning those guests from your, if maybe you do creative permanent on them, but they're in and you're just doing a root retouch and you would like to utilize the 9-minute color. Wonderful tools for your toolbox. 9-minute color has a conditioning base that is going to this happens. 9-minute color has a conditioning base that is going to be great and healthy for the hair. We, like our other lines, have added wonderful key benefits into them. So it is full of daisy extract, which is going to be for your antioxidants. We have honey that's going to be soothing for the hair and scalp. Blueberry extract, which is great for hydration. And always our amino acid complex, which is a plant-based complex that has 18 of the essential amino acids in them. So now that we know a little bit about our 9-minute color, we're going to get into how we are going to provide this service to Frank today. So prior to our live video today, I went ahead and discussed with Frank some key things about his hair. Number one, he likes to comb it back like this the majority of the time. I can see throughout the hair that he has a little bit more salt than pepper left, but he's wanting to blend in these grays a little bit to give him a little bit more youthful feel. So I think that it's super important to have a thorough consultation with your guest because you want to know what kind of things that he does with his hair on a regular basis. You're going to want to know, is he comfortable with the line of demarcation? How often is he going to be getting it done? Most men don't like the hair color to have a line of demarcation like we would typically have with a female or a long-haired client. So by providing him with a blending service, utilizing a comb that I'll explain to you today, is going to help blend these grays, but give a nice soft grow out process so that he doesn't look like he had his hair colored. This is going to be great so when he goes back to work or wherever his day leads him, it doesn't appear that he's just left the salon to get a hair color. The other thing to keep in mind when you're doing a men's color is that most men typically have ashy or natural based hair color, especially once they've hit this salt and pepper range. So we want to make sure that we're using something that is neutral or ashy so that they're not getting extended warmth or lifted hair warmth when we're applying the color. Because of that, today I'm choosing to use the 6.1 or a 6 ash or 6A, depending on how you like to utilize our color system. I love that here at Milkshake we give you all three options to choose from, however you like to word it. So we are going to use the 6.1 6 ash with 20 volume emulsion, and we're going to comb that through. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up for us. I love our blue packaging, a little daisy on the front. Now, because I'm going to be combing it through, we do not need as much color. So this mixes at a 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to use about 10 grams of a 6.1. Oh, guess we're using 11. And 11 grams of our 20 volume emulsion. What's everyone thinking so far? Do we have any viewers with us, Andrea?
Yes, we do. We have quite a few following along. No questions so far.
Awesome. How are you feeling, Frank?
Oh, great, thank you.
Sarah, so they know, how do you feel the consistency is compared to Creative Permanent?
I feel like it's pretty much the same as Creative Permanent if you want to take a look. If you're someone who's used to using Creative Permanent, I feel like it's a similar consistency. I feel that it has a nice fragrance. It's not too, I don't think, it doesn't feel like too potent or,
It's very gentle.
yeah, it's very gentle. So we're going to go ahead and apply our Powerful Protector from our Color Specifics line to Frank's hairline first. This product is going to be great to prevent any staining on the skin. I think this is important for all of your guests, but especially for your men, because again, they don't, in case we get it on the skin, they don't want to have to go back to their day and have staining on the skin. This product is a really, it's got a pretty liquid consistency. I like to apply it with my fingers or a brush so that it doesn't run down on their skin. One wonderful thing about this is that it is a barrier, but where color can still penetrate the hair if you were to get it on the hair. So if you get it on the hair, you're still going to have that ability to lay color over top of it. And the Powerful Protector is not going to prohibit the color from processing on the hair. Okay, now that we have Frank all protected, we are going to choose which comb we're going to use. I have 3 different options here today. I have the Z1 combs here. The 204 is probably where I'm going to lead today. This one's a 204. So you have 3 different sizes. And the reason you would choose these would be based on the teeth size. So for this comb that has the smaller teeth, you would choose this if your guest wants an extremely dense coverage. You would also maybe choose this if they had finer, thinner hair, and you were really gonna need to grab that. The 204 I feel like I lean to because typically for me, I would say I need the larger teeth size, but sometimes my guest will have hair that maybe I need to incorporate the smaller teeth as well. This one is also also a great option because this is gonna be great for if your guest hair isn't thick enough to use the wide teeth, but isn't fine enough to use the small teeth. Maybe we will try this one first. So Frank has very nice, full head of hair. It's not overly coarse. The texture of it is pretty fine, but he has a lot of it. So I'm going to take my milkshake brush and I'm going to neatly apply the color from the top of the comb to the end. We want to make sure that we are keeping it neat and clean because if we have anything like this, you're going to rub that onto hairs maybe that you are not wanting to rub that onto. So I'm going to start here in the back and we're going to just comb in the gray and you can see where we're going to comb in the color and we're going to see where it's hitting on the gray. This is where you're getting that blending because we're not covering every single hair strand. As pretty much every couple passes, I reapply to my comb to make sure that we are not just pulling the product off where we put it. Now, when we're using 9-minute color, it's important that we apply all of the color within 10 minutes. Because this is a faster processing color, we need to make sure that we're getting the product on. I'll turn a little bit more for you, Andrea. Is that better?
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we're getting the product on in 10 minutes so that we can get it, so that we can start our processing time of 9 minutes. I think this is also wonderful for our guests, our male guests, because they don't want to sit in the salon for hours. I think they want to achieve their look and be on their way. Now, because Frank combs his hair back, I am going to first, here, I'm sorry, Andrea, you can tell me to move. I'm going to first kind of comb a little forward so that I can get some of the hair that is under the hair that kind of goes back because his hair is so dense. If I just comb straight back, I don't think I would I wouldn't be able to reach the hairs on the inside. So then once I've kind of reached that, I'm going to start combing in the direction that he wears his hair. Just making sure that I reapply. Now, can you see where I have it maybe just a little too heavy? I'm going to take the clean side of my comb and kind of move that. Sometimes we have male guests that are, maybe their gray hairs really line up towards their temple. So sometimes if I have a guest that's maybe doesn't have as much salt and pepper in the back and only has a lot of gray hair here in the temple, I will use a finer tooth comb to really blend that in for them. If you find that you are having a hard time getting the gray hairs in this section, you can also go in with one of our balayage brushes. This angled one works really great. You can go in and really detail these front pieces if you're feeling like you're not achieving that look with the comb. I'm going to keep moving up through his head. I'm going to spin a little bit. And then keep applying. His hair is not as dense on the top as it is on the sides, but even so, I still feel that maybe coming in and pulling the hair in a different direction is gonna help us to really make sure that we are blending on the gray hairs that are maybe not just straight on the top.
Sarah, we did have a question about whether you would use this on their beard.
I have not. I think that that's a personal choice. If you would use color on the facial hair, I don't think it's followed by. It is not followed with manufacturer's recommendations. So I personally would not.
Oh, somebody loves your shoes, Sarah.
My husband hates these shoes. Thank you.
Charlene said it's a great technique.
Thanks, Charlene.
Anna Louisa, you did ask a question about the formula. I think there was a typo. If you could resend that question.
So we did use 6.1 in 20 volume emulsion, and Frank's natural hair that is still dark is probably a level 4. Now the reason I chose a 6.1 is because obviously I wanted to go with those ashy tones so that he didn't leave here with any warmth popping through, but also because he had so much gray in his hair. If I would have taken him to a level 4, I think it would have been extremely shocking when he leaves the salon today. So when we're going for someone who has a little bit more gray and they are trying to incorporate blending those grays, we need to step down our levels a little slower until we hit there so it doesn't look so extreme just right off the bat. I did take before pictures of Frank's hair, and you'll see the after today, but then I'll go ahead and post them underneath this live video and also on my Instagram account, which I will tag after so that you can see the before and after pictures as well. Did that question come in, Andrea, about the formulation?
Not yet. I think maybe she just wanted to ask how you, your actual formula.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good. So, as you can see, I combed this in the direction that Frank likes to wear his hair.
Do you do anything special when you get near the beard area or the nape of the neck?
When I come towards the beard, I like to blend it in just as if I'm combing the side. And then as far as the nape of the neck, I kind of followed that same motion. So I went in with the direction that the hair grows. Since it's less dense there, I didn't need to really part it, but I did kind of blend, towards the outside and then bring it back in. Also on Frank, his natural is more predominant here, so I didn't feel that we needed to add as much. We just needed to be able to blend the color from the top into what his natural is. So now Frank's gonna process for 9 minutes. I think we should take this opportunity to talk about why this is a great addition to your salon toolbox. This is a quick service. You can use this as an add-on, because of the timing of it. If you have a guest that comes in and you can talk this in, because the time to put it on is 10 and your maximum processing time would be 18 minutes. So when I say that it's a 9-minute color and its maximum processing time is 18 minutes, would be if you were using our Ultra Lift Blondes, or if you have someone that has very stubborn hair you can let this process for a maximum of 18 minutes. But we want to make sure that we're using it as it's intended. So Frank today, even though he has gray hair, we will be rinsing in 9 minutes. This color is also ideal if your client comes in and probably should have booked for a color and didn't. So then you can add this on.
Sarah, we have a couple questions.
Okay.
Charlene Main wanted to know, is this a good technique to use with a wide tooth comb when you are coloring curly hair?
Oh, I think that would be wonderful. If you're using 9-minute color and you are going to comb it through curly hair, I think this would be a great way to add dimension, whether it's on a short hair or a long hair guest. Also, this is going to be quick, Charlene, because you'll be able to rinse that off, in 9 minutes and give a pop for someone with curly hair.
Aristi, I hope I said that correctly. They wanted to know if 9-minute color stops working after the time is done, or will it keep working and darken the hair?
It will keep working and darken the hair. So this color is slightly progressive. That's why it is important to follow your timing, and we're gonna rinse it off at those 9 or up to 18 minutes. Yes.
And Sharon Keller, hi Sharon. She wanted to know if you leave the color on longer for resistant hair.
Yes, you can leave the color on longer for resistant hair. That's where we have up to those 18 minutes. These are great questions, you guys.
Aristi said thank you for
Awesome.
your answer.
Any others?
She said Sharon just said you answered hers, so that's good.
Awesome. As a stylist, bringing in this line is, I feel like, a fairly easy and cost-effective transition. It has this amazing synergy with the other lines like we talked about, but we also use the same emulsions that we use for our Creative Permanent color. That's what we use today, our Creative Permanent 20 volume emulsion. So this is kind of nice that we didn't have to bring in another emulsion with that. Some kind of maybe tips to help you with 9-minute color is typically, if you are a Z1 Concept user, we recommend using 10 volume emulsion with gray coverage. When it comes to 9-minute color, we're gonna recommend that you use 20 volume emulsion with your gray coverage. So 10 volume is going to be like a deposit only. 20 volume is gonna give you up to 1 level of lift, in ideal for gray coverage. 30 volume is ideal for up to 2 levels of lift in gray coverage. And 40 volume is up to 3 levels of lift and great for the Ultra Blonde series.
Okay, Sarah, we have a couple more questions while we're processing.
Okay.
Pamela Palmer would like to know if it can be used on towel-dried hair.
No, it needs to be on dry hair.
Okay. And Heidi Wetzel would like to know would like you to elaborate on how clear is used.
For sure, yeah. So clear in our book is going to be used to, where is it? Oh, here we go. The clear is going to be used to either give you a lighter shade. So for some of the shades that maybe aren't matching up in Creative Permanent, you can take 50% of your formula of clear and 50% of your other shade, and that is going to help lift you to 1 shade lighter. It can also be used in our Ultra Lift Blondes to give you a little extra strength and lift there. The other thing is, if you have someone who has extremely resistant hair and you struggle to get them lifted, you can use 1/4 of your formula in clear for like your coarse resistant fine hair to like get it to bump a little bit more for you.
All right, Cass, all the way from Nova Scotia. Hi, Cass. She wanted to know if you're leaving this color on just for 9 minutes.
We are leaving it on for 9 minutes today, as this is a gray blending, I don't need it to completely cover the gray that's there. So we're gonna leave it the 9 minutes so that it can help just blend those grays in so he doesn't feel like a completely different human when he leaves today.
And look, we can see how it's already adding some pigment into his hair.
Yes, it's looking great. He's only got 4 minutes left.
All right, so we have 4 minutes.
Don't you love that? I feel that when I'm using this behind the chair, I always, like I say to my guests, I'm gonna go rinse your color bowl out and I'll be back and we'll be rinsing. I feel like it's such a turnaround. It's been a blessing for me behind the chair.
I've noticed I have very busy executives that come in and they want to get in and out, so it has been very nice for them as well.
Yes. So we did mix this color in a 1-to-1 ratio. Again, if you're familiar with our other brands, you do know that we typically mix 1 to 1.5, but with 9 Minute Color, it is a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. Except with the Ultra Blondes, we're gonna be mixing at a 1-to-2. I just wanted to make sure that I got that in there since it is a little different than some of our other brands.
Sarah, can they still add Deep Color Complex to their formula?
They can.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Almost. We're down to 2 minutes. It's going fast, huh?
Frank, how do you feel?
Well, I feel great. I thought it would be smelling, but it doesn't smell at all.
It has a nice fragrance, right? Yeah,
That's
very
awesome.
soft and gentle.
Any other questions coming our way today, Andrea?
Not yet.
Okay.
Cass said it's a wonderful time saver, which
It is a wonderful time saver. I definitely feel this is, you know, in this difficult time that we're in with the pandemic, I think there's lots of things that come into play. One, maybe people don't want to be in the salon for 2, 3, 4 hours to have their color service done. They want in and out for the safety and social distancing aspect. I think some people are super busy. Also, in some of the areas that you may live in, you can't double book because of the situation that we're currently in. So when you have that guest come in and you have a 30 to 40 minute processing time and you can't book another client in between there, you're sitting there not making, you're not making money because you are used to being able to double book. So this takes our processing time, you know, from 30 plus minutes down to, I mean, a max of 18. So think of all the money that you could generate by doing that.
Frank, Cass said you're a wonderful model. Cass, you should see his hair. It is perfect. Charlene wanted to know what's the suggested level for Ultra Blondes?
So the Ultra Blondes are going to, I mean, give you up to 3 to 4 levels of lift. So I would I would keep it between that, like, level 6, 7, probably a little bit more towards the 7.
And then Sharon wanted to know, with the more fashionable tones, can you add pure pigments to your formulation?
You can add pure pigments. Pure pigments are a wonderful tool. Tammy Cox did a wonderful live on pure pigments. If you've missed it, go back in the page and check it out. She really explained a lot about how they work, and I definitely think they're a little bit of an underutilized tool that we have.
And I believe later in November, there's going to be another Facebook Live about pure pigments. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Frank, are you ready to rinse?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna come this way. I'll have you come in this middle bowl here for me. Are you comfortable? So now I'm just gonna make sure that I didn't have any on the skin. We're just gonna kind of rub that in a little bit. We're gonna be shampooing Frank using our Color Specifics shampoo and conditioner today. This is our post-color shampoo that's going to help lock down our color and close the cuticle and put the pee to the hair where it needs to be so that color can live in the hair strand a little longer. You don't want to freeze your scalp out. It's a little chilly today.
Sarah, can you just repeat your formula for Cass?
Yes, Cass, I used 11 grams of 6.1 and I used 11 grams of 20 volume emulsion.
Sharon said, I love you, Frank. He is a great model to have.
Is that temperature okay for you?
Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I always take this time to typically be quiet and let my client relax, so it's a little bit of an adjustment to talk through it. But when I am somewhere in the shampoo process, I like to educate my guests on the importance of like the care of their color. So you're making an investment in your hair, so caring for it in a proper way is going to make that investment last a little longer. I've also found that having, explaining to them to not shampoo for like 48 hours after their color service is gonna kind of help that color be locked in and have less fadage quicker for them.
Sarah, with color specifics, if you wanted the color to last even longer, is there something that you can utilize to help close that cuticle down and seal it? I know with gray blending, you want to give it that option to fade out.
Yes. So we also have acid color sealer, which if I'm doing a global application, I like to apply the acid color sealer to the hair. So you're going to use that, you will rinse out your color, and then you're going to immediately apply the acid color sealer, and that is going to lock that cuticle down and lock that color right on in there. And then you shampoo using color specifics right after that. We're going to go in now with our color specifics color sealing conditioner. Looking good already, Frank. So you can see in there that you can still see some of his gray hair, but that we've blended in a little bit of color there for him. I'm gonna rinse this out with slightly cooler water. Help add a little shine in there. Okay, Frank, we can head on back. Okay, now for the fun part. We're just going to towel dry Frank today because his hair naturally has quite a lot of volume. So I'm going to towel dry him a little bit before I apply product into it. Were you going to say something, Andrea?
Oh, sorry. Charlene did want to know if the longevity is the same as Creative Permanent Color.
Yes, the longevity is the same. So you're getting the same great results as what you would get with our permanent color. It just is gonna be a little bit of a quicker process. So all of the benefits are the same, all of the way that it functions as far as like longevity, shine, and intensity are the same. It just processes in 9 minutes.
So we did have a question, which we get all the time too in the salon, is that their clients love the smell of color-specific shampoo and conditioner. And we too always have to explain why we can't retail it to them. So can you tell the viewers why Color Specifics is not a retail product?
Absolutely. So Color Specifics, while it does smell wonderful and everyone wants it, is not a retailable product because the pH of those products are designed to use directly after a color service. If you used it all the time, it would actually be too much on your hair. It's just not something for that. It's only meant to be used directly after a color service.
And it really helps close that cuticle down, as she said during the shampoo, to lock that color in, so it wouldn't be something that they need at home.
No.
Look at that color. I'm gonna zoom in here, Sarah,
Okay.
so they can see.
So first I'm gonna use Blow Dry Primer on Frank because I just want to help give him just a little texture. This is one of our new lifestyling products. It smells amazing.
It does.
It's flying off the shelf like hotcakes. This is gonna give you, 50% hold, 75% volume, and 75% shine. This has just been like a great tool to add in. I'm gonna use the blow dryer real quick and just kind of blow this in to help lock in Frank's natural volume and add texture to the hair.
Sarah McGinnis said, "Get it, Frank." She must like your color. Heidi Wetzel, were you wanting to know what the pH was of Color Specifics or of the lifestyling product? And it really depends on which color specific product that you're using.
Correct, yeah.
For the pH and at what phase you're using it during your color process or finish. I love the added shine that the blow dry
Yes.
primer gives.
So you can see that Frank still has, his silver in there. We're just adding a little bit more salt and pepper to his hair so that it's a little bit more blendable. I'm gonna go in next with our fixing paste. This is gonna give you quite a bit of hold, but not a lot of shine.
The consistency is great too.
It is, it's real tacky.
And-
But without being sticky, right? Like it's not gonna be like overly gunky on the hair. So I'm gonna put that in the palm of my hand and kind of emulsify it, warm it up a little bit so it spreads through the hair. And then I'm gonna put that in Frank's hair, kind of going against the way he wears it so that I can get a lot of texture in the hair. And then I'm just gonna kind of pull it back the way he wears it.
That's perfect for his hair.
Yes, I know, I really am happy with this product.
Thank you, Sharon. And then when you have time, Sarah, if you want to answer about the pH of the shampoo and conditioner.
Oh, that she wants to know the exact pH. I'm so sorry, I always say this wrong in my head, so when I'm finished with this, I will comment back on it and list out the pHs of each one of those products for you, so that you have those and then you can screenshot it and keep it for your own personal toolbox and you have that down, if that's okay. Okay, so do we have any other questions today? A finished look?
Look at Frank, I'm loving it. I'm gonna pull back just a little bit
Okay,
because when I stand right over him, the light changes.
no problem.
Actually, Gina, that's why I was pulling back. She did say it looks kind of green. We have this fluorescent light right above him. So when I'm right on top of it, it does. So she was saying, would you add a little 6N to that? It's really where I'm standing, and when Sarah takes that after photo, you will tell that it does not have any.
If I felt like it was green, I would definitely go ahead and add neutral next time. But again, like Andrea was saying, when I'm standing over it, I'm not seeing any green shades. We'll take a really good after photo and leave it.
I'm gonna see
Andrea,
if I-
can you stand where I am? Does it look better under the camera?
Yeah, there's definitely not any in there, and I feel maybe if you added the N to it, it would cover too much of the gray, plus I think maybe add too much of the warmth. It has that perfect ashy blend. So it's really just our wonderful lighting.
Yes,
In
we'll
here.
take a picture so you can see it. We'll take it in natural light. I'll take it in a couple different lights. We'll take like natural light, we'll move out of this space and try to see if that helps a little bit.
All right, do we have any other questions about Frank's amazing hair? And
Our wonderful 9-inch
yeah.
color. Well, I'd like to thank you all so much for tuning in today and spending part of your day with us. Thank you so much to Frank for being here with us today and Andrea for helping us out. Next week, we are going to have a Facebook Live the same time, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and that is going to be on the intro into no inhibition color. So come on back next week and see our amazing educator kind of give you an intro into our no inhibition color. Again, if you have any questions after we log off here, you can write them in the comments and I will answer them, or you can reach out to me individually and I'll get those questions answered for you. Thank you again, and everyone have a wonderful day.
Bye.